Alright, this is lesson 5.4, part 2. This will just be a quick add-on to the notes that you took in lesson 5.4 before. And I'm just going to give you two problems, both number 4, 4a and 4b. So number 4 is a problem about a hot air balloon descending to the earth, and values are given in the table. This is a story problem, but what I want to focus on is the table. We'll come back and look at story problems at a later time. So in your notes, you should write down problem 4 and then copy the table. And you can just make it a simple XY table like this. X and Y. X represents the time in seconds, and Y represents the altitude in meters. So at 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 70 seconds, and 90 seconds, there's an altitude of 640, 590, 490, and 440. So if you read the problem carefully, it says the table shows the altitude of a hot air balloon during its linear descent. What is the equation in slope-intercept form? So the trick here is that we're going to write an equation first in point-slope form. That's what we've been looking at in this lesson. And then we're going to transform that equation into slope-intercept form. So when you're given a table of values like this, you can find the slope by finding the change in the y over the change in the x. Now you can assume that this is linear because it says during its linear descent right in the problem. So all I have to do is look at the change in the y in the first set of values to go from 640 to 590. That's a change of 50 and it's going down, so it's minus 50. And the change in the x from 10 to 30, that's a change of 20. It's going up 20. So the rate of change, or the slope, is negative 50 over 20, which can be reduced to negative 5 over 2. To write this equation in point-slope form, you need the slope, which we just found, and you need the coordinates of a point. A table of values like this one that you've copied down is just a list of x and y coordinates, or points. So you have 4 points to choose from here. I'm going to pick the first one just because it looks easiest to me, but if you choose any of the other 3, it's also correct. So I'm going to write the equation using y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The m is negative 5/2. The y coordinate from the point that I chose over here is 640. The x coordinate from the point that I chose over here is 10. And that's the equation of a line that passes through all these points from this table of values, written in point-slope form. Now you have to change it and transform it into slope-intercept form. So to do that, you distribute. Negative 5/2 times x is negative 5/2 x. Negative 5/2 times minus 10, a negative times a negative is positive. 5/2 times 10, 5 times 10 is 50, 50 divided by 2, that's 25. So to get this to be in slope-intercept form, which is this form up here, I just have to solve for y. So my last step is to add 640 to both sides. And you get y equals negative 5/2 x plus 25 plus 640 is 665. Now, that's all that I need you to know for now, but really this problem is asking you, what does that mean? Well, if you're in a hot air balloon and you're descending to the Earth, going down to the Earth, this problem gives you an M and a B. That means your hot air balloon begins 665 meters off of the ground, and it is descending at a rate of 5/2, or in other words, it has a slope or rate of change of negative 2.5 meters per second. That's what that information is indicating, and that's what you have to do in this problem. Okay, the second part of this example, problem 4b, B, I'm just going to give you 2 points. And the directions say write an equation in point-slope form, and then write the same equation in slope-intercept form. So if I give you the coordinates for 2 points, you just have to find the slope. And you do that by using the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2, and I can find the slope. I subtract 12, that's y2, minus 4, that's y1, over x2 is negative 2, minus x1 is 2. 12 minus 4 is 8. Negative 2 minus 2, keep, switch, flip. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is negative 4, so 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. There's my slope. To write an equation in point-slope form, that's this one, I have to know the slope, and I have to know the coordinates of a point. I have 2 to choose from. I can pick either one. I'm going to pick this one. Again, I'm just going to pick the one that looks easier to me. If you like the other one, that's also correct. So y minus the y coordinate in this point, it's 4, equals m, that's negative 2, times x minus the x coordinate, in this case it's 2. That's the equation of the line that passes through those 2 points, written in point-slope form. The second part of that problem asks you to rewrite it in slope-intercept form. So just like the problem we just finished, you have to do a little algebra. First, distribute the negative 2. You get negative 2x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And then the last step to solve for y is add 4 to both sides. That goes away. Y equals negative 2x plus 8. That is the equation for the same line as the one written in green, only it's in a different form called the slope-intercept form. And that's it. That's all you have to know for the second part of lesson 5.4, and that should give you enough to finish the rest of the assignment.